This is the all-new Bellroy Venture Travel Crossbody, which we're gonna review right now. Super weather-resistant materials, a hidden back panel pocket, beautiful land of just beauty. But what doesn't have as nice of a feel, and these are the reasons you might want to stick around to the end of this video. Because if you ain't feeling this crossbody, we're gonna make some alternative crossbody recommendations that you might dig more. So stick around. But first, let's talk about the gist of the Bellroy Venture Travel Crossbody. Because Bellroy has been slaying it in the world of bags over the past 10 years. But this is kind of like different. Because normally they're known for bags that are for EDC and urban commutes, and also bags that are typically made from like lighter and more colorful and cheerful materials. But then enter the darkness of the Venture Travel Crossbody. It's just kind of like a different bag for Bellroy. It's got some unique things that we're gonna talk about. But let's talk about some of the bag's like primary features and selling points. Being, we've got super weather resistant materials, a super clean front panel, a single zipper opening to a very well designed main compartment, an RFID safe pocket in the middle, a hidden back panel pocket, and the ability to remove the shoulder strap, and also technically reattach them as well. As of recording, the Venture Travel Crossbody comes in one color option, black. The size is 3 liters, which for some might be too small, but for me it's the perfect size. Because like a sling like this is like your pocket reliever. It's not meant to like hold your big ass 1 liter water bottle. It's meant to take things from your pockets and put them in here and put a couple other things in there and you call it a day. We're looking at some dimensions of 10 inches width, 7 inches height, and a non-expanded depth of about 1.5 inches. But as with all Bellroy slings, this thing could grow, which means it can go up to like 2.5 inches depth, 2 inches, give or take. Bellroy says this sling weighs 0.5 pounds, which our scale verifies. This is the Venture Travel Crossbody when it's empty. This is the Venture Travel Crossbody when it's fully packed out and worn on me. I'm 5'8". And this is the crossbody when it's packed out and worn on our media manager, Margaret, who's 5'2". And don't worry, because we're gonna pack this thing out throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Bellroy products come with a 3-year warranty, but it covers you against any manufacturing defects. And for all that, this sling runs around $135 US. And if at any point in this review, you're thinking to yourself, damn, I love it, and you're gonna make a purchase, or you wanna find out more information, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's chat about the outside of the Bellroy Venture Travel Crossbody. First up is the aesthetic, which in my opinion is just sexy-delicious. I think I just made that up. That's a good word. And there's 2 reasons for that. 1, because Bellroy just knows how to make sexy delicious products. But 2, unlike most slings, there's no front zipper on this guy, right? Usually slings kind of look like these guys, where there's like a front zipper for quicker access, which rocks, but it kind of is like, you know, doesn't look as sexy delicious, does it? And one thing to note is that lack of an extra zipper could mean a boost of extra security. You know, just one less thing to tempt a thief to kind of go, let's see what happens. Next up, we got the branding, super subtle, Bellroy right here, black on black, a little bit of shine to it. Let's talk about this fabric. Because if you're a bag nerd, you'll love this rant. And if you're not, I think you'll still get some value out of it. Because like I said, Bellroy is known for their lighter, drapier materials, beautiful nylons and polyesters, recycled usually. But this guy is different. It's a nylon, but you can see it's kind of got like a rubbery sort of look to it and feel. And that's because if we look closely, you can see it's finished with a water-based wax resin and a polyurethane coating. I can never say that word right. Polyurethane coating, PU coating. This means 2 things. Number 1, this sling is gonna be super weather resistant. Water gonna slide right off this MFer. But over the long run, sometimes these materials have a tendency to peel. That coating just kind of like loses its grip and it's like, I give up, I don't care anymore. I have no idea if this one will stand the test of time or if it'll peel. I'd like to think that Bellroy found the right supplier to make sure that it won't have peelage, but time will tell. Next up on the sides, just notice that Bellroy is always so crafty with their slings. And I gotta admit, like, I think Bellroy makes the best slings in the world. Not always their backpacks, their duffels, but their sling game is so strong. And it's just like little things like this where it's like, yo, this sling's gonna be nice and sexified, sexy delicious, and flush when it's closed. I'm sorry, when it's not packed out and closed. But then when you pack it out, it has this expansive property, right? And it's not quite as expansive as like their traditional Bellroy sling, which is literally like pancake, but then it can go like this, basically. It goes from that to that. But still, that little bit of expansion can go a long way. When we're on the back, you can see that we have this material here, which is actually different than this material. This one is a nylon with the PU coating. This one, not. It's kind of like a almost like a crinkle nylon. It's still nice, but has a little scratchier as opposed to rubberier. Not terribly scratchy, but I'm trying to use my limited adjectives to describe this to you. Overall, it has a very nice feel to it. But what doesn't have as nice of a feel is this shoulder strap. Let me tell you why. Because like I said, I love Bellroy slings. In fact, my gold standard for slings is basically this guy right now, the Bellroy Venture Ready 2.5. And it does this beautiful strap system, right? You see this webbing right here? And this just provides the most comfortable sling wearing experience I've ever experienced. But in contrast, the Venture Travel was comfortable, but not quite as flowy. A few reasons for that. Reason number one is the shoulder strap is actually a cut-resistant shoulder strap. It's not cut-proof, but for some reason it's resistant, so it's less likely to get cutted if someone wants to thefted it from you. Words. So that kind of gives the strap a little bit of rigidity. Words. It's just not like the most like malleable loosey-goosey because of that, right? But that security feature can go a long way for some. But also the attachment points, got these two buckles, and the buckles are great because you can clip it on and off, but then the metal, you might just kind of feel it sometimes. Not painful, but noticeable. And then I just wasn't able to like find a perfect position for the strap. It just kind of like, it just never felt perfectly comfortable, but maybe I'm spoiled because the 2.5 liter Venture Ready is so freaking cloud-like, so I could just be spoiled. But I am kind of like curious, like a cut-resistant webbing. I have never seen that in a bag before. Is that something that's valuable to you? Like, are you willing to maybe sacrifice a bit of like comfort on the nylon webbing for that like cut-resistant protection? Let me know in the comments below. But on the good side, all this hardware is metal. Popping the shoulder strap off is super easy. And then the sling can kind of transform into a Venture Travel tech pouch instead of a crossbody. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the inside of the Bellroy Venture Travel crossbody. Back pocket, I love it. Perfect spot to store your wallet, or if you're traveling, as the name suggests, your passport. You've got extra fabric over the zipper right here, which creates a little bit extra security. Right, kind of makes the zipper a little bit more incognito. And then on the inside, we have a beautiful creamy interior, which I love because it helps to create a highlight effect for your gear, make it easier to find, but it does get dirtier quicker. Keep that in mind. Bellroy zipper puller is always quirky, always fun, a little bit of color here. Got this molded piece, right? Just gives it a little bit extra grip where this knot is, and it's just a good time. It's just fun. I'm having a great time. Hope you are too. But now, the main act, the main compartment, which is in fact protected by a PU-coated YKK zipper. Extra weather resistance, right? Like, I mean, this thing gets caught in the rain. They said waterproof. I hate that they said waterproof. You do not want to submerge this. Don't do that. But if you're caught in a storm with this thing, the PU-coated zipper, the lack of any other zippers in the front, plus this PU-coated front compartment, it's gonna be pretty well protected from the elements. That's for sure. But the one zipper might annoy some of y'all, because you can see it's sort of like, you know, like it depends what you're wearing the sling, right? Like I was wearing it earlier here. It's just like the one zipper has its pros and its cons, a bit extra security, but maybe a little bit more cumbersomeness. And when you're in, you can see this beautiful, beautiful land of just beauty. A beautiful land of beauty. And I think that because, you know, you have all these different colors, the beautiful red and the cream and this gray, and then this little key leash on top of it. Let's break down the main compartment and sort of pack out the sling as a whole. We've got a back sleeve, little space here, the RFID magnetic pocket, two smaller sleeves right there, key leash, and then 2 elastic pockets. Let's pack it out. Now remember, with a sling of this size, we're not fitting 1 liter Yeti bottles in there. You're not shoving your puffy Patagonia jacket in there. For small stuff. And because of the design of the main compartment, it's not like bulky small stuff, it's like thinner small stuff. And the reason being is you gotta think about this RFID divider, right? Because if this dude was gone, you could really put something like in the middle there, right? But this guy is sort of like parting the Red Sea. It's the Moses of slings. So this might be a problem for some. All right, let's pack this out and see how it goes. I got my Kindle going in the back sleeve. I got my phone, gonna slide it on in here. RFID compartment. Let's talk about that real fast. Now I got a B7 size notebook. It's the same size as a passport, and you can see, slide that on there, and it kind of closes. It's a thicker notebook than a passport would actually be, but yeah, it closes. But a quick note on RFID, it's kind of a scam. Reason being, to be truly RFID protected, it needs to be like laser sealed, right? But it's not. You still got seams. You can still like see some like drippage that could happen from the RFID-ness of not just this pocket, but really any RFID safe pocket. But also like this day and age, credit card thieves aren't like sitting in like cafes with like headphones and like radars and like like they're not like really doing that. Most credit card theft happens like on the black market. But some people still like the RFID peace of mind, and if so, your passport will fit nice and snug right there. From there, we got a couple of pen pockets. You could also maybe fit like a small hard drive in these guys. throw my Panadol, right? Because we're on a flight potentially, right? And sometimes you get a headache when you're on a flight. That's what this sling's supposed to be. It's like all your travel stuff in one secure area. We're gonna put AirPods in there, hero clip. But now, Houston, we have a problem. There's no real like spot in this sling where I feel great putting my sunglasses. Now that might not matter to you because I've learned that some people hate sunglasses and never wear them. I religiously rely on sunglasses. So I'm just like, where do I put you? Like, maybe there? And if you're thinking to yourself like, wow, this dude is like nerding out on packing out this sling in the most efficient way possible, and I love it. It's bringing me joy. Well, then I gotta tell you, it's bringing me joy as well. And not just the two of us, but like everybody who's in the carry industry and the carry community, which if you're not sure what that is, it's like this super cool community of people like us who are obsessed with all these cool bags that are being released. There's so many. It's like every freaking week there's a new bag release and it's hard to keep up with, which is why I started the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in the newsletter, I bring you deep inside the carry community and show you the newest bag releases, limited edition drops from the companies, the biggest companies to the smallest companies and everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of the carry community, be sure to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter. Just find this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. All right, sunglasses. You have nowhere to stay. But wallet, you've got somewhere very special to stay. Back pocket, slide it on in. God, I love me a back pocket, honestly. And now that we're fully packed out, just like, another note on this comfort. I could just never find the right way to clip it in. Maybe I'm just donkey brained. Very potentially possible. I'm just a donkey brained man. But ultimately, it's not a sling, it's actually a crossbody. So it does give you the option to kind of go inside mode, which like a regular sling wouldn't do. You can even do single over the shoulder mode, right? Which again, not really quite possible with a regular sort of sling build out. So all things to keep in mind. Overall, it's a really cool sling. Or is it? Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Bellroy Venture Travel Crossbody. Pro number 1, impressive water resistance. Pro number 2, absolutely gorgeous materials, especially in that main compartment. And pro number 3, that clean front panel. God, it's just got a really beautiful aesthetic while still being subtle, which is nice for traveling. It's like I look good, but I'm not attracting too much attention at the same time. But on the flip side, we'll talk about some cons. I got a few. Con number 1 is when I was in sling mode, the harness system wasn't my favorite. Con number 2 is that for some of y'all out there, the single zipper openings in the main compartment might get annoying. And con number 3 is the RFID pocket also will not speak to everyone out there. For me, I will admit, kind of wish it wasn't there. But maybe you're like Aaron, you're a donkey brain man. Not only should it be there, but it also should be in my hands right now. I love it, I'm getting one. And if that's the case and you're gonna make a purchase, just a reminder that we do ask that you do so with the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But alternatives, I teased them. Let's talk about them. Alternative number 1 is gonna be the Alpaka Flight Sling. Great option for you if you were digging the Bellroy Venture Travel Crossbody, but you're like, oh dude, no front pocket? WTF? I need me a front pocket. And this is kind of a very similar sling, very similar size to get that front pocket as well. And I just love this freaking sling. And now that I think about it, actually, one thing I love about this sling and all these slings that this one doesn't quite have is it's a little bit more rigid because of the materials. It keeps its shape, which I understand is for the weather resistance and it's a crossbody, but there's something about a super malleable sling that just feels so good. And to learn more about the Alpaka Flight Sling, we did a full review, and you can watch it by navigating down to the description below. There'll be a link there somewhere. Alternative sling recommendation number 2 is the Aer Pro Sling. Great option for you if you're looking for a high quality sling made with premium materials, but you need just more space. This thing is 4.5 liters, so you're getting an extra, 50% capacity. I think that math checks out. Go me. But also no RFID pocket, just kind of split in the middle. Comes in at a cheaper price point. It's a grand old sling. We made a grand old review on it, which you can find by checking out the description below. And alternative recommendation number 3 is this guy right here, the Bellroy Venture Ready Sling 2.5 liter. It's smaller. It doesn't have quite as clean of a look, a little quirkier, but it's comfy, it's versatile, it's got great organization. Yep, I love it. And to find out why, just watch this video right here. If you got any questions about any slings, crossbodies, any bags at all, any of them, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.